So let's talk about this video. You've probably seen it. It shows this single penguin just breaking away from its colony. It leaves the ocean, all the food, all its family, and starts marching alone towards these empty, icy mountains in Antarctica. It went absolutely viral, and millions of us were left asking the exact same thing.
I mean, what was going on? Was it lonely? Was it depressed? Was this some kind of protest? The internet, of course, just exploded with theories. A lot of people saw something deeply human in this little penguin's journey. But the real story? Well, it's way more complex, and honestly, even more fascinating.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna unpack this whole viral mystery. We'll dive into the brutal world these penguins live in, look at the science of what might have gone wrong, and then we'll ask that big question. Could there be something more, something emotional behind it all?
So where did this all come from? This amazing footage is actually from a 2007 documentary by the legendary filmmaker Werner Herzog. It's called Encounters at the End of the World. And he's the one who captured this Adelie penguin just turning its back on everything: food, family, safety, and heading straight for the mountains. We're talking a 7,500-kilometer wasteland. Even Herzog himself, the guy filming it, was completely baffled.
But, you know, this whole thing makes you take a step back and ask an even bigger question. Why on earth would any creature choose to live in Antarctica? I mean, think about it. It's the coldest, the driest, and the windiest place on the entire planet. It really feels like a place that life just forgot about. And when I say extreme, I mean extreme. We're talking temperatures that can drop to minus 90 degrees Celsius. That's, what, like minus 130 Fahrenheit? It's so cold that if you threw a cup of boiling water in the air, it would freeze before it even hit the ground. For a person, you'd start to freeze in less than 10 seconds. It's just brutal.
So, here's the crazy part, the big paradox. That deadly, life-ending cold, that is exactly why they're here. See, on land, penguins are, well, they're not exactly built for speed. They can't fly, they can't run very fast. Anywhere else in the world, land predators would just wipe them out. But here, in the insane cold of Antarctica, nothing that hunts on land can survive. The ice is their fortress. It's their shield.
And of course, nature has given them some pretty incredible tools to make this trade-off work. They've got this super thick layer of fat, blubber, to keep them insulated. Their feathers are packed so densely, they're basically a windproof jacket. And maybe most importantly, they have each other. They huddle up in these huge groups, thousands of them, sharing body heat to get through those insane storms.
Okay, but it's important to know that not all penguins down there are the same. To really get what's going on with our little lost friend, we need to get to know two very different types. You've got the emperor penguin, and then you've got the Adelie penguin, and that's the species from our video.
So on one side, you've got the emperor penguin. These guys are like the ultimate dads of the animal kingdom. The male treks 100 kilometers inland and then just stands there for 4 months in the freezing dark, starving, just to protect one single egg on his feet. It's this epic story of sacrifice. But then you have the Adelie. They're different. They're smart, they're social, a little bit naughty, and they have a much more cooperative system. They build nests, they share parenting duties. It's a whole different game.
And for the Adelie, life is all about one thing: stones. Yeah, rocks. There are no twigs, no grass, nothing else to build with. So they build their nests out of little pebbles. Having a good, solid nest is absolutely crucial for finding a mate and keeping your eggs safe. So for them, a single good stone is basically gold. Or more than a diamond even. And here's where the naughty part comes in. They are not above a little crime to get those stones. Adelie males are famous for being thieves. They'll literally wait for their neighbor to turn his back and then, zip, they sneak over, grab a stone, and add it to their own pile. You'll see them squabbling all day over a single pebble. It's hilarious, but it just goes to show you how resourceful and driven they are.
Okay, so this brings us right back to our big mystery. If this Adelie penguin is part of a species that is so clever, so social, so laser-focused on survival, why would one just walk away from it all? Well, the scientific answer, it seems, is all in its head. Literally.
It turns out penguins have this unbelievable navigation system built right into their brains. Seriously, it's like a super advanced internal GPS. They can actually sense the Earth's magnetic field, kind of like a compass. And they use the sun and the stars to guide them across hundreds of kilometers of identical-looking ice and ocean, and somehow they always find their way home. But just like any piece of complex technology, sometimes it glitches. The system can crash,
Scientists think a few things can cause this. Things like severe stress, extreme hunger, maybe even a brain infection or a parasite. It's basically a neurological breakdown. Some researchers have even compared it to a kind of psychotic episode in the animal.
So what does that mean for our penguin? It means it probably wasn't choosing to die. It wasn't making a decision. Its internal compass was just broken. Its brain was locked onto the wrong signal, the wrong direction. It was probably completely blind to the fact that the colony and the ocean were right there. All it could do was follow the faulty directions that were stuck in its head.
And that's the scientific answer. It's logical, it makes sense, it's tidy. But when you watch that footage, it's hard to just leave it at that, isn't it? You can't help but feel something and wonder, could there be more to it? Is it possible for an animal to feel a loss so deep, so profound, that it would just walk away?
And here's the thing, science actually backs this up. Penguins do grieve, we know this. When a chick dies, the parents will often just stand over its little body, making these sad, mournful calls. Sometimes the grief is so powerful that a parent will even try to kidnap another penguin's chick, just desperate to fill that emptiness.
So that's where we're left. That's the question. Was this just a neurological glitch, a broken compass? Or was this smart, social, tough little creature walking away from a loss that was just too much to handle? The filmmaker, by the way, couldn't interfere. That's the rule. So the penguin just kept walking until it disappeared over the horizon. We'll never know for sure what was going through its mind. And it leaves us with this incredible, powerful mystery about survival, about what it means to feel loss, and maybe about where science ends and something else begins.